Brutus jeans on. I pull my Brutus jeans on. I pull Brutus jeans on. I pull my Brutus jeans on. I pull Brutus jeans on. I pull.
You can do it, we can help. 1 calorie, Diet Pepsi can help. You can do it, we can help. You can do it if you want a 1 calorie, Diet Pepsi can help. Yes you can, if you try. 1 calorie Diet Pepsi is one good reason why. You can do it if you want a 1 calorie, Diet Pepsi can help. Great tasting 1 calorie, Diet Pepsi can help.
Molly Smith works for the Nettlefield Corporation. Her boss, Harry Nettlefield Jr. For 5 years, Molly has been in love with Harry, but Harry has never looked at her. That is, until Molly met Ultra Bright. Ultra Bright White, a smile so bright, the effect is dynamite. Dynamite taste with dynamite white, that's Ultra Bright. That night, Molly didn't go home. She hasn't been home since. Got a problem? Meet Ultra Bright White. Gets you noticed.
Wouldn't you love £100 off one of these sweets? Then hurry to see the sweet savings for spring at Williams Furniture Stores now.
Woolies have cut 35p off 100 of their hottest cassettes. Queen.
Helen Reddy.
Barry White. Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Status Quo.
Rod Stewart.
Join the cassette browsers at Woolies. Get 35p off.
James Loss.
Johnny Mathis.
Bob Dylan.
Fatback Band.
10cc.
Manuel.
And every one of 100 of Woolies' hottest tapes.
That's the wonder of good old Woolies.
Look for the money off sticker.
Wonderful.
You would be his niece. Your name, child?
Sarah.
I am Matthew Hopkins, witchfinder. Being his niece, you too may be corrupted by Satan.
No, not his niece. A foundling, taken in by him and his housekeeper.
Are you telling me the truth,
Yes,
child?
yes, of course. When she died, I became his servant.
And you have remained innocent all of these years?
Yes, sir, entirely.
I trust you know the old man.
Better than anyone.
And in private talk, you may shed some light on his innocence.
Private.
Yes, away from the distraction of the crowds. Perhaps in the quiet of your room tonight, you might be able to help me prove him guiltless.
Would you release him now? You might be convinced tonight that this is all needless.
This is the Mirov 2, a revolutionary sports turbo from the Soviet Union. Light-sensitive chromium glass, fingerprint entry system. Computerized console can be moved from right to left. And of course, coded ignition.
In 10 years, you might just see commercials like this. It's the sort of prospect we look into at Norwich Union, because we keep an eye on all the developing markets all over the world. A very discerning eye. In fact, if an opportunity is worth investing in, whether it's happening now or in the future, it's our business to know.
And available in any color, as long as it's red.
It's a possibility. If it's a viable one, you could profit from it too.
Technologia de progresa, as we say in Russia.
Find out about our investment plans, because if you're in the know, you're in the Norwich Union.
We walked into the Kandahar suburbs with Ismail Gailani as senior leader in NIFA, the National Islamic Front for Afghanistan, one of the 7 Mujahideen groups fighting the Soviets. He'd come on the long journey to meet military commanders from these other groups to try and persuade them to settle their differences in the fight against a common enemy. With him was Haji Latif, the legendary Lion of Kandahar, still in the thick of it all at the age of 76. The leaders range from those with a firebrand Muslim idealism to those with a more worldly, wise, pragmatic outlook, from those who want to kill as many Soviet troops as possible to those who feel they should be given the chance to withdraw in safety. He harangued the meeting at length, gunfire all round, emphasizing the need for unity, but it's doubtful if the outcome was really as optimistic as Ismail Gailani suggested.
That meetings, they come agree with me. All of them says, yes, you're right. We haven't got anybody before to tell us the same things. Now you told us. Now we know when we are fighting together, that's better for us.
Do you think you're going to be able to take this place?
If we really want to fight against them, we free Afghanistan. Not only Kandahar, all Afghanistan.
Between prayers, the weapons are brought out. Here, a 72mm recoilless rifle made in China. Another Chinese weapon, copy of a Soviet 82mm gun. These are the weapons they've used to push both the Soviets and the Afghan army back into the strongly defended positions in the major cities. This, then, is Kandahar, or at least the old town. Thousands of people used to live here before the Russians came 9 years ago to smash it all with aerial and artillery bombardments. Now, only the Mujahideen live here, and fight, pinning their enemy down around the huge mosque which stands on the southern edge of the city. The Soviets, who were in the process of withdrawing their troops from Kandahar, have reversed that process. Reinforcements have been sent to bolster the defences as the Mujahideen tighten their grip. It's a sort of stalemate. The Soviets are disinclined to take the fight to the Mujahideen, who in turn seem content to keep up a steady harassment rather than an all-out attack. It's later on that leaders like Haji Latif hope to take the city from a demoralised government force once the Soviets have withdrawn completely. Meanwhile, another group was in the middle of negotiations to exchange prisoners. They'd taken a Soviet trooper, a young man who looked distinctly worried, as well he might, forced into a seemingly friendly gesture with his captors, men not well known for friendly gestures. And indeed, we heard later, he was exchanged for 7 Mujahideen. So it was then, once again, time for another round of annoying the enemy. Across a wide stretch of country along the south and the east of the city, weapons were made ready. A multi-barreled rocket launcher, an impressively noisy weapon when fired, but not very effective against strongly fortified positions. An anti-aircraft gun, the crew showing a distinct but unfortunately very common lack of finesse in their fire drill.
Bert. We're all watching. All right. His little face. You're doing marvellous. All right now, you concentrate.
Are you living together? Are you sleeping with Miss Piggy? Can we just get right down to it? Are you sleeping with Miss Piggy? I want to know.
This is personal stuff.
I watched you on television.
You can't come on television and ask me about... I'm on Sesame Street, for goodness sakes.
I will...
My Lord Bishop has returned from visiting the poor.
Oh, fool. Damn him. And his popularity.
Do you not think perhaps that Your Highness exaggerates the threat he poses to your plans?
No, I do not. He's the only member of the council who will oppose my resolution to dismiss Longchamp as regent.
Possibly.
Not only that, his influence is such that he will take the few who are in doubt.
We shall see when the council meets, sire.
My lord. Longchamp is Richard's man. My Lord Bishop preaches the word of Richard. He spends most of his time offering up prayers for Richard's deliverance. Before and after eating, going to bed and rising from it. Last night I bumped into the old fool in that trice. He had me praying for Richard's soul.
King Richard's popularity is on the wane. A king who is never here is no king at all.
What are you trying to say, my lord? That I should ignore Durham, march on London, and dismiss Longchamp by force?
I would never presume to advise, Your Highness. Merely remind you of the high esteem and affection in which you are held.
Yes, I know all that. But look, listen. I can't move without the support and blessing of my Lord Bishop. Oh, damn Durham!
After 10 years on the market, has high karate lost its amazing sex appeal? Crack scientists at the High Karate Primate Behavioral Institute search for the answer. Primate Freddy splashes on some high karate. Primate Shirley seems to be going ape over him. Proof positive that even 10 years later, you still can't monkey around with high karate.
The theme music from The Life and Loves of a She-Devil, aptly titled Warm Love Gone Cold, is available on 7 and 12-inch singles and coupled with incidental music on a BBC LP. This Friday on 2, the author of The Life and Loves of a She-Devil, Fay Weldon, talks about her characters and of her comic but pessimistic vision of women.
Everybody except me sees it as a story of revenge. I see it as a story of envy, and how, as I see it, the only solution to envy is to become the envied object, which in this case is one woman envying another woman and actually managing to become that other woman. Was she just jealous, revenge would have been enough. She could just have sent him to prison and burned down the house and made Mary Fisher miserable, but wouldn't then have wished to become Mary Fisher, which is why I see it as dealing with envy rather than jealousy and revenge.
Fay Weldon, The Dilemma of a She-Novelist, is this Friday at 7 o'clock on BBC Two. And Fay Weldon will be joined by Julie T. Wallace, who played Ruth, and Sally Head, the producer of The Life and Loves of a She-Devil, in open air tomorrow morning at 11:30 on BBC One, the new daytime programme which provides viewers with a chance to put their questions and criticisms direct to the programme makers. A sports night on BBC One now features British Championship boxing, a preview of the Whiteman Cup tennis, and a look back at the 1986 Formula One motor racing season. Here on 2, AIDS is the subject of tonight's The Trouble with Sex.
I guess once a guy's had sex, he wants it more. That's what I've heard. And with him, he hasn't, so he doesn't really know what he's looking for, so he doesn't pressure me at all. But I've gone out with guys that you're just fighting him off of you.
And Paul has made some interesting choices, but more about that later. Paul, welcome to Pop Shots.
Thanks. Well, after watching that last sort of piece of action there, I thought it was quite powerful stuff. And what I'd say really is...
What about the drugs?
Yeah, I mean, to all the people that sort of supported me, I mean, my fans are quite young, you know, and I just sort of say, you know, make sure you stay off that sort of thing because you don't really need it at all.
You don't. A lot of people do think the pop stars do take drugs and they're on the
I've never
scene,
taken
but
drugs.
a lot of the pop stars are really healthy, aren't they? I mean, most of them are sort of like
I think
health food.
there's a sort of a big myth about a lot of it, actually. I think a lot of it is put over the top, but a friend of mine, Phil Lynott, who was really sort of a good friend, you know.
Well, from bad news to good news, you've got some great news about your new single, haven't you?
Yeah, it went in at 13 this morning. Up to 13.
Up to 13, jump to 12 places.
That's right.
So TOP for you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, appearing on there. But your spare time, from 19 to 19 we hear in the Sun paper today.
Oh, yeah, so it just says Paul's been nicked for doing 90, that sort of stuff, you know.
And is it true? Is it true?
Yeah, I was going a bit fast.
Because you like racing, don't you?
Yeah, I love it. I used to do a lot on motorbikes, and I think me and David Grant are going to be doing some car racing at Brands.
Well, maybe I can join in.
Yeah,
with
I've heard you do it as well.
You haven't raced yet, have you?
No,
and I
motorbikes.
have, so it's a jump for you. But maybe you, me, and Andrew Ridgely can get on down on the racetrack.
But he crashes
down
all
at
the
Brands
time.
Hatch. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Well, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. Thanks to Paul Hardcastle for coming in.
Cheers.
Best of luck with Don't Waste My Time. I'll be back tomorrow when the pop shots come from Shakin' Stevens. And don't forget, pop on Wednesday at about 10 to 8. Before we go back to Nick and Annika, here's a blast of this week's #1 selling record, and for the third week running, it's Billy Ocean, When the Tough Get Going.
This is the Mirror of Two, a revolutionary sports turbo.
On June the 16th, 1989, Norwich Union began suggesting the barriers between East and West could soon come down. On November the 10th, they did. Well, as they say.
If you're in the know, you're in the Norwich.
In the night, let the windows of your house, especially of your chamber, be closed. When you be in your bed, lie a little on your left side and sleep on your right side.
It must be lovely to live here in the forest.
You can keep it, Ducky. Can't stand it.
Huh?
No, it's this weather. Oh, I'm a martyr to the rheumatism.
Are you?
Oh, yes. I mean, every time you put something new on, down comes the rain.
Yes.
No, as soon as Richard comes back, I'm jacking it all in. I mean, my small holding has gone to rack and ruin.
Well, I don't suppose it gets much use. Robin, I think it's marvellous the way you rob the rich and give it to the poor.
You have to be joking.
You don't?
Of course we don't. Keep it all ourselves. How do you think we get all this bone of drag? Doesn't grow on trees, you know.
I hope you won't misunderstand what I'm about to say. But you see, I always thought that you and your merry men were more sort of... you see, and they're sort of... I always thought that you and Maid Marian were... at it.
You must be mad. Maid Marian? Have you ever met her?
No, I haven't had that pleasure.
Robin! Robin! Where are you?
Over here, Petal. What do you want?
5 bleeding hours I've been riding. I've got something to tell you. Prince John's up at Nottingham Castle and he's got a big shake on. The bloody king's back in the country, so you better get your finger out and have a go.
And who, pray, is this fragile wood nymph?
This is the Maid Marian.
Ah. Pardon?
Maid Marian.
Well, that explains a lot of things. Well, you can't really blame him, can you? I mean, could you? With her? Oh. So you are the beauteous Maid Marian, how do you do?
Not very often, thank you.
Ah, your reputation has spread far and wide. And that's not the only thing by the look of it.
Have you eaten, Heartface?
No, I'm starving hungry. Oi, Shag Nasty! Oh. Get that bleeding deer cut up and bung us a leg.
To think we could have got Julie Andrews for the same money.
Picture a large hotel room. In attendance are the elite of society. A collection box from the Vatican. Lord Grey, dressed in a loose-fitting sheet with the words, "Free for public appearances," written on the back. Sitting beside him is God, representing Mary Quant ecumenical dinnerware. Then suddenly, a stunningly beautiful model appears. She pauses, but she hasn't arrived, because she's sort of very depressive and frigid, and she's having problems with this mannequin she's dating. See, he's just moved into a window in Bond Street, and he's mixing with influential clothes, and there's rumours that he's sniffing organic food. See, the real problem is that...
Cascading slowly in showers of madness, frightened of nothing except the fear that surrounds us. They called us the foolish young.
What is fashion? How important are the clothes that you wear? Do you really wear what you want to, or do you happily follow the crowd?
Madame, I demand to know exactly what is going on in here.
Well, just about anything your little heart desires. But first, why don't you relax? Give Benson your hat and your coat, have a drink, get to know the girls, and then, when you are up to it, you can choose from a wide variety of exciting little diversions. But I see that you already have a preference. A allow me to introduce Tanya, the Lotus Eater.
What else does she do?
Ow!
I warn you, Tanya the Easter Lotus. I am opposed to the women's libs. Man is the master, and women's place is in the home.
And another round eye bites the dust.
Take your hands off me, you Oriental fool. You are under arrest. Anything you say will be taken down and used in evidence against you. You have the right to remain silent. But let me tell you this. I am not your ordinary run-of-the-mill transvestite.
Say no more!
What?
What was all that talk about arresting us?
He was just kidding, weren't you, boss?
Boss!
I used to work for him. He used to be a cop.
A cop?
Tell them you were kidding, boss.
Yes, he is right. I was just kidding. Cross my heart and hope to meet you again sometime. And you, madame, and you two should be ashamed of yourselves. And you, I want to talk to you. Get up, you, come in here. Listen now.
Please, boss. I thought you were dead.
So, as a tribute to my memory, you open up this Chinese nookie factory.
I had to do something to keep busy. Besides, a first-rate joint like this can make as much as $300,000–400,000 a year.
Is that net?
No, gross. But even so, a smart operator can clear himself a couple of $100,000, and that ain't exactly chicken feed.
No. And 10 years on Devil's Island ain't exactly the chicken's feet either, my greedy little yellow pimp.
Close up we got on this, right. One there, evidently, one lick. Yeah, two. That was two. That was the tongue came out there, it was two. It was a lick. And look at the concentration. And if you've never tried this, do it at home. Believe me, it's very difficult. But occasionally you help out in the pub.
Yes.
Oh, you do that, yeah? And hope that one day you'll own one.
Yes.
Good. And you love pulling pints and can knock back a pint with the best of them. Yes. Oh, fine. Would you like a pint to relax you?
Oh, well, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, fine. There we go. We thought you might. There we go. And don't drink it quickly. We don't want a drinking competition. Just have a little sip. That's lovely. You know, just relax yourself. She does like a pint. Yeah, lovely. Good. You'll eat anything but your own cooking. Oh, would you... All right, dear, don't worry. You might still win, don't worry. You've got a moustache there as well. And you'll eat anything but your own cooking. Oh, would you like a pork pie if you don't like having it? You've got a pork pie? Give us a pork pie, that's lovely. That's all right, you can eat that with one hand, can't you? With your left-handed or right-handed? There we are. Right. Wait a minute, it's Christmas, isn't it? It's Christmas. This is the generation game.
Oh, really?
There we are. There we are. You know, you relax. Go around the other side, because I've got these people to talk to now, but relax. Don't try and drink it too quick. All right, then, relax. All right, then. Nice people. Who have we got now?
And this is Tom and Tricia Howie.
I see, and it's father and daughter again, and it's Tom Howie and Tricia Howie. Tom Howie from Troon. That's right. In Scotland, lovely. Amongst other things, you are in the dog food business. That's correct. Oh, so it's Bowie Wowie Howie.
No, Brucey Whiskey, I brought you a tin.
What's this?
Special tin for you.
Oh, you've got to have a look at this. Brucey. Prolongs active life. That's it, isn't it?
I'll leave you with that.
I don't know whether I should show you this. You've got to zoom in. Camera 4, will it be? Look at that. There's Anthea. There's me. There's the baby. Top breeders use it.